What up, guys? Back at it again. Anime and Beer. We talk about the latest manga, comics, anime, you name it. Get ready. Mr. Maple, Black Belt in Anime. Crack open a cold one. If you haven't seen today's topic, guys, this is going to be a fun one, I think. Honestly, it's kind of long overdue. Long overdue. Probably one of the most iconic, I would say, but also probably the most toxic environment as well. Today's topic, guys.
The direction it's going now is
Today's topic is I want to be the very best, like no one else. No, it's Pokemon. Pokemon, dude, like it's touched everything. Everything. You can't go anywhere. Probably like North America's first touch on anime was probably like that in Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, but like Pokemon. We've got the card game, we've got the VGC, we've got plushies, action figures, video games. I mean, the founder, Satoshi Tajiri, like he founded like collecting bugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you got me into the card game.
briefly.
But which was still fun. I never played it my whole life, but the VGC is really where the most iconic moments are for sure. We got all the way to like 8 regions. 8 regions. We got.
You got to try to name it.
I'm bet. Okay, Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, Alola, Galar.
Yep, sounds about right.
Oh, give me that. Hey. I mean, like, do you have, like, I know your favorite starter, but, like, let's start with Gen 1. Let's start with Kanto. Let's start with Ash Ketchum and Palatine. Did you like? No?
My journey started in Johto. My favorite game, my favorite game in my first ever Pokemon game was Crystal Virgin, which,
okay,
the reason how I got the reason I got the game, it isn't a spectacular story, but it's a pretty cool story to me. So, I got and I still have it, but I'm not about it. I had the Pokemon, I still have my original Game Boy, the Pokemon edition, the one with Pichu, his cheek lit up when you turn on the power button.
That's right.
And it
got
went
the Pichu Game Boy.
And it went from gold to silver when you tilt it.
Yeah,
And I still
that was
have
cool, man. Pichu was a cool addition.
And the game that came with it was Pac-Man. My cousin comes over and she has her Game Boy. And I forgot what color. I think she had green or something.
Okay.
And the game she got with hers was Pokemon Crystal. And so she's like,
nice.
I hate Pokemon. I don't want this game. And I'm like, I hate Pac-Man. I don't want this game. So we both went to our moms and we were like, yeah, we don't like our games. Can we switch?
I wish that worked for me.
And they were like, y'all don't like our games? We were like, no. I was like, I love Pokemon. She was like, I'd rather have Pac-Man than Pokemon.
Exactly. So, like the first video game came out like 98, 99.
Yeah.
So like my whole thing is like, okay, so your first game was Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
My first game was Blue. And like the original Kanto starters, we all know like the most iconic ones. We got Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander. And let's be honest, Charmander won the fan base for sure in the beginning, like besides Pikachu. Which we'll get into the competitive play and like the VGC, like the video game console. Sorry, when I say VGC, it's the video game console games. But like Quad Week to Rock, not a dragon. All the memes, not a dragon. Like Charizard, I like Charizard, but like it's got to start there. Like you didn't like any of them, or like you just didn't.
I wasn't properly introduced to the game to have a favorite.
Yeah.
But when I went back and did play it, I just got Charmander just because of the hype. And then,
Gotcha.
Matter of fact, I still have Red version on my 2DS.
Yeah,
I lost to the rival, and I never played again.
Yeah, they revamped the game on Code for like DS.
Yeah,
you can go back and play the original Red, Blue, and Yellow. I think they were going to do Gold, Crystal, and Silver, but they didn't. I don't know if they did it, but Heart Gold, Soul Silver is where that was at when they did games. I don't give a shit what you say. Sinnoh's getting a remake. Sinnoh is getting a remake.
I mean, everybody can dream.
You were so mean to me when it comes. That's Gen 4. So then where you come into play is Gen 2. Like Charmander was definitely my favorite. Still going to be my favorite. Like I mean, if you guys have watched our show before, I have an anime tattoos on my left arm, and like definitely Charizard's going to be a part of the piece one day for sure. But
Dude, I legit thought we weren't recording.
yeah.
All I saw
No.
was start streaming, and I
Yeah.
thought it said start
Yeah.
recording. I was about to say no.
No, oh, I know, right? All this work we put into this show, we've come a long way. And like Pokemon, I feel like it's just like that topic. Anyway, like you can relate to anyone. You can start a conversation with anyone about Pokemon. Like Gen2, Johto. Can we like? Okay, Johto's theme song definitely slapped for sure. Dude, I was jamming it to it on the way here to film this episode. Not gonna lie, like Johto's theme. So we had Cyndaquil, Totodile, and Chikorita. I like Chikorita. Like
I like Chikorita, hated Meganium.
Like my whole thing is though, like with Chikorita is like when people want to talk about Pokemon, it's, okay, so like for each game, did you particularly gravitate to a certain type? Did you like pick your favorite or like
It was
gravitate?
always water or grass.
I was always grass or fire
I didn't.
until the later gens.
No. Take it back. Yeah. No. Actually, I didn't. I legit went off of looks.
That's reason.
So when I played,
That's reason.
when I got Crystal Version, my first time playing, which I didn't even complete it the first time, it was halfway.
Yeah.
I picked Cyndaquil. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, Cyndaquil is cool.
Yeah.
And like halfway through, I'm like, I'm gonna go back and get Totodile. And then since then, Totodile's been my favorite. So
That is cool. Like I mean, like definitely the lizards for sure. What they made into the starters, like, was like I wasn't crazy about Johto. Definitely the artwork style. I definitely liked the Pokemon. We didn't get a lot. We didn't get a lot from Gen 2. We didn't get a lot of Pokemon from Gen 2, and I feel like when they definitely remade it, I definitely feel like us Aggie and Baby were stoked about it. I loved how Cultural Zero really rebooted the games there.
I did too, except
Yeah.
for the second half.
Oh, we had to go back to Kanto all over again.
Yeah, and I lost to I was losing to the Psychic Gym, and I'm like,
Oh, damn, that game was
I put that game down there and picked it up. I'm just a sore loser. I lost to the
You?
Psychic type, and I just
No, not you, buddy.
even when I
Not you.
even when I played Magic, like they changed my name in a group chat to Scoops.
Well, like I mean, you played. Okay, so like my whole thing is like, did you like the card game better with Pokemon, or did you like the VGC?
EGC,
VGC, definitely.
And more so, it's so many factors. One factor was money.
Mm.
Before DLC, you play the game through, you have fun. There was still playability with the card game. You got to buy cards, you have to keep up with the meta.
You gotta trade.
Not
you
only
gotta
that,
build.
They have the Pokemon. They have the PGT, the computer one. Jeez, I forgot the acronym for
Oh,
that
the
one.
Radical Red one. The
No,
PC one they rebuilt.
There's a computer version of Pokemon, the card game.
Oh,
PTGC, Pokemon Trading Card Game,
sounds
online,
right. PTCG.
something like that. But I played that, but it was kind of like the same thing. You kind of like had to drop money, or you could trade, but at the same time, trading was like real life.
You had to pay money on that. On the game too. What?
Because it was the card game. It was like kind of like the same factor. So you bought packs, and you got code cards.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Like,
So
I mean, like, so, okay. Well, we talked about Kanto, Johto. I guess we're just going to go down the list here, too, and kind of talk about all of them. Because, I mean, like, a lot of people don't know. Like, the
my
actual,
cutoff,
like,
I skipped some games. So
to be fair, okay, so I keep talking about Gen 4 remake. And for you guys who know, like, when I say Gen 4 or Gen 3, it's the different things we talked about before. And for my Pokemon fans at home, which I know a lot of you that like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, so thank you again for that. But like my Pokemon fans at home know like the VGC fan base really, really, really wants the Gen 4, which is Diamond and Pearl remakes. But you know, he's always been teasing me we're supposed to get it for like the last decade. I don't know, man. I don't know. With the Switch taking off, you know, Sword and Shield actually has sold as many copies as Gold and Silver.
I didn't get
Yeah, like it's the first free roam game. It's the first free, like you can run around wherever. Like, but they did nerf it because you weren't about to run around and catch like a level 60 Snorlax. I don't know where that would have been broken for sure. like that.
Technically, kind of can.
Well, you got to get as many badges as you can, which they also talk about that, and we'll get into it as we dive in later on. But like, I guess we're gonna digress. And Gen 3 is where I fell in love. I think I fell back in love with Pokemon for sure. Hoenn. You got Mudfish, Tree Gecko, and I'm a Chicken Hawk.
I hated Gen 3. I love Gen 3, but I hated Gen 3.
Why? I think I know.
My two favorite Pokemon I could not have at the same time unless I traded.
Which were?
Trico and Blaziken.
Dude,
Blaziken and Sceptile.
Trico in the anime, he had a little toothpick hanging out.
And he just hang out in the trees and stuff.
Yeah, he was always, dude, that was like, I was like, that's the first time we actually got a lizard Pokemon. I thought he was super. The artwork, though, Gen, like, we talked about Gen 2, we talked about Johto, so now Hoenn. But, like, Hoenn really stepped up their artwork. I think a lot of the Pokemon in that were very, very well drawn out. I think that was a lot of work being put into Hoenn. Because when we got it, I think is when the transition happened. Like, obviously, Ruby and Sapphire didn't sell as much, but I think, like, Pokemon, I think that was the first region where Pokemon actually looked like Digimon.
Well, also at the same time with that series and
Edward 40 Hands.
You got like a lot of changes.
You
got a new rivals.
You could run.
You got a new champion. You got just new everything. I mean, you got Team Aqua, Team Magma, as opposed to Team Rocket.
Yeah, it was the first time too. Like it was the breathtaking like refresher. You got
Steven. I don't know if Steven was an anime, but I know he was in the game.
He did get introduced because you had the Silph Company and everything like that. His dad invented like Pokeballs, not Pokeballs, but like they helped invent Pokemon, which is also different too because you could have to pull out a map with Pokemon Navigator, map. And it was actually, I think that was the first thing too. It was a lot harder to catch Pokemon. Like you had to find it at a certain time, a certain location.
Well, no, because Crystal kind of did that too. Because I remember in Crystal version, the only way to catch was it a Lapras?
Yeah.
You had to go into a cave,
which is weird.
Go into like a little pond in the cave and swim between rocks. And that was like the only way to get a Lapras. Which was
weird. It was like a Friday morning. So it was something super weird. Like very weird. And then like the percentile range on catching, like, oh god, we'll get into that.
Yeah,
shinies.
It pretty much, it was like a time, Ruby was really a time-based game, because even in the game, there was a guy, he was like, I want to tell you a story, but come back tomorrow. And when he said come back tomorrow, he literally meant tomorrow. Like, you had to go to sleep and wake up in real time. And
I had a friend that gave me the version. That was actually the first Pokemon game I actually beat.
I put so much time in the movie that I lost it. I'm not going to get into how I lost it.
Groudon was definitely cooler than Kyogre in my opinion, but I got Alpha Sapphire twice, and they rebooted that. Oh man, it was so cool. And then like the starters too, like you couldn't really go wrong with any of the starters. Personally, in my opinion, I mean, obviously that region didn't show Trico any love. And like, you know, we're talking about the VGC guys. I know we're speaking a whole other language, but like keep in mind, okay, think about it. Your grass. How many things can destroy grass in real life? Fire. Like fire, ice, too much water. Like, I mean, like, grass never got any love. Like, I feel like Trico, when Trico finally got a Mega,
it was still a losing situation.
Yeah, it was a dragon. And, like, my whole thing was I was mad about it because the only dragon-type moves it could learn was Dual Chop and Dragon Claw. And you had to teach it Dragon Dance for the moves, but still. And when it became a dragon, I was like, yes. And then I realized, no, this is so bad. This is so bad. And I beat the game like twice with Trico. And I never liked Blaziken. I hated that chicken hawk son of a bitch.
I love it. Matter of fact,
beat my boy Charizard in the anime.
The reason I liked Blaziken was when I first beat Ruby, it was with Trico.
Same.
My cousin, not the same cousin, but the cousin. She was like, they would come spend these summers with us. I don't know why, because we all sucked growing up. But I digress. But they would come and she was like, hey, can I play a Pokemon game? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And she was like, So what can I do in it? And I was like, well, at this point, nothing, because I did everything there was to do. She was like, well, can I start over? I'm like, yeah. And so she started over, picked Blaziken, named it Tweety. Oh, I remember this.
Dude, did we just like trigger a moment?
She literally got halfway through the game. And this was before she had a leave. Only she stopped because she had a leave because it was she had
Oh.
And she got like halfway through the game in like a few days.
So
I picked it up and I just kept playing off of what she did.
Oh, dude. So also too with Pokemon, I mean, we're kind of jumping around right now, but also the typings. Like, I think we kind of have to like dive into that too. So like when you start any Pokemon game, for those who don't know, you have to choose between a starter of fire, water, and grass, and obviously they chain into one another. Fire beats grass, grass beats water, water beats fire, and then you got the rest of the typings of the game. So those are three. We've got electric, rock, ground, poison, steel, dark, psychic, fairy, dragon, fighting.
Or I
think that's 13. But we'll go with that. If you don't know, well, there's a big percent of that right there. But like my whole thing too is like you can also build a team, and basically how you guys beat the game. You can play it however you like, of course, but you know, like how you play the game is you're basically building a team of 6 around your starter. So if you choose water, you gotta basically go through that whole game building a team to protect your water type, and you build off of that. If you choose fire, same thing, grass as well. And like I didn't choose, like I don't think any kid knew. I think our starters were like our most badass ones though. We grinded and had like an overpowered. Okay, if you were me and didn't know crap about Pokemon, you overpowered your Charizard to the point where it didn't listen to you, and you only had 4 badges. Somehow, in a way, you got it built to 60. Don't ask me. Just, well, you can ask me now, but don't ask 6-year-old me. I don't know what I was doing back then. Like,
so, my Pokemon selection was a pattern. I had my starter. You always had to have a flying before the whole.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
This is back when you had the HM fly. So
yeah. The PTSD
so,
HM moves. HM.
I always had that. I always had my legendary or my pseudo. I always had a water type. I always had my HM fodder.
Yeah, you always had the one you cycled off 8, like surf, dive, strength, rock smash. The burner Pokemon.
Yeah, the burner. And then my 6th Pokemon was always something so rare. In Ruby Virgin, Castform was part of my champion team.
I think you're like the second person that's told me that.
Why did I have Castform? I don't know, but he was there.
And Castform was literally the weather Pokemon. If he was ever in any type of habitat, it would turn into like that form of weather.
He never saw the light of day, but he was on my champion team. He was just
Dude,
there.
back then it was so rough. Like everybody's got it so good now. Like the kids are playing like on the Switch now, and like they were playing on the DS. Remember like hunting batteries for your Game Boy?
Oh, before it went dead, you had to
before,
save.
Oh, dude,
you saved before you went in the cave. You saved before
before each legendary. I mean, like you say, if you know what I'm talking about, like specifically like my 90s babies, like you know how hard it was to catch certain Pokemon, certain games, especially if you built your team around your favorites and didn't do it strategically. Like now we do it strategically because we're like, okay, this doesn't make any sense, so I gotta make sure we win this whole thing. And like when you go to play now, it's so easy. Like it's broken now. Like they made it so easy for these kids. Breeding competitive Pokemon for like leagues, like real life leagues. Like there's actual competitions. You get go play.
You know how long it took for us to find out you were a Ditto to breed in Crystal Version? Because I don't think breeding was a thing in Ditto.
No, yeah, that's right. We didn't get the daycare until June 2. That's how we got eggs.
And you're sitting there like, how the freak do I breed? And you find out through like word of mouth, oh yeah, you need a Ditto. How the freak do I get a Ditto? Oh, this is how you catch it. Okay, then what do I do after that? Oh, you put it in the daycare.
I mean, everybody thought you could breed legendaries, but
we all tried.
We all tried. The true non-binary.
especially in Gen 2, it's like you just ran back in Crystal version and in Ruby, you just ran back and forth until you saw the daycare person.
Yeah,
until you saw the daycare person outside.
The days, man. That was the grind for sure. That was a hard grind, getting the eggs out. And then...
Well, see, at the time, we didn't even know why we would breed. We just did it just to do it. We did it because we had naughty sex.
So, like, the whole thing is, too, is, like, we also didn't get the special typings, like special moves, like static or, like, flame body and stuff like that. And then, like, to make your eggs hatch quicker, you had to have a fire-type Pokemon with flame body, and, like, you had to get in that to help you.
Oh, yeah, you had to put it behind it.
Yeah, you had to put it behind it, and, like, make sure it was, like, in your party, and that's what helps your egg. And then you get on the bike, and you same thing, and Goldenrod, just go back and forth, go back and forth, go back and forth, go back and forth. It was just, the game was such a grinder, and it wasn't until we got to, like, Gen 7, it was stupid easy, man. Like, you can breed whatever you want, you can make whatever you want, you can build a team, and then like Gen 8 switch with Galar. Did you see the card game took out Fairy type?
I didn't.
The card game took out Fairy type. Well, Fairy type became in like for people that don't know, like before Gen when the Fairy game was Gen 6, so Kalos. So 6 generations, almost 20 years into the franchise, we got a type that helps nerf dragons. Because dragons before were just running the game. It's a freaking dragon. It's a dragon.
The only thing you couldn't beat it with was ice.
Even the ice is pretty bad. Even the ice type. That's what I forgot to say. Ice. There you go. Forgot to say ice type before. But like, yeah, man. Like, did you ever use a dragon? Like, did you ever have like a favorite dragon?
A favorite dragon?
Yeah.
Minus Sceptile's Mega Evolution?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Really? I'll tell you what, man. When we were trying to build mono-type teams.
I had ice.
I did get almost my dragon type team complete. I'll tell you what, who grew on. All right, because I did my research on it, and if you guys want to get into that whole EV/IV discussion, that's for another day. I'm not going to do that. That's another reason why they made the game so much easier. Even a monkey could play that game now.
Like, you had to beat certain types of Pokemon to use those
PTSD moment right now.
Those different stats.
I'm triggered a PTSD moment right now. Oh my god. Wow.
Because you found out that different Pokemon.
I had a micro headache.
Use those different stats. Like, you had to get like perfect certain stats. You had to like 20 Pidgey.
Like Pokemon were like literal. Like, people want to talk about Planned Parenthood. No, go let your kid play Pokemon. Let your kid play Pokemon competitively. You will never care for a virtual life form ever, like, in your life. Like, I've seen people pull out like their Switches and their Game Boys and their like DSs and be like, "This is my baby," and they'll hold the screen up to me, and it's like something they've had since like 1999 because they finally could transfer it to the other dude. I'm talking like serious Pokemon players. And then you got Pokemon Go, which kind of brought back the old heads into the game. But all in all, it just really made things
Didn't you
weird.
buy a Pokemon game and it was like decked out because the person who had it before you bought it didn't like delete their data for transferring their Pokemon?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I did one time.
Either that or ask somebody about it in GameStop and they showed you.
That's right.
But you didn't buy it. Either you bought it or you didn't buy it.
That's right. Because the guy at GameStop, speaking of GameStop, stop investing. But the thing is too about GameStop was I think that guy bought that copy. The guy I was talking to the one time we went, I think he bought that copy because yeah, man, I picked up a copy. We rebought Oris. We rebought Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. And he said he got a copy, and it had broken stuff on it, like competitive. And like the thing is too, like if you guys don't understand how much like competitive work goes into Pokemon, like
that's time and energy.
Do you know how much time I logged in on Sun and Moon? Some people at home, I've never logged this many hours. And I'm not even a gamer. I'm not even like a true gamer. I logged in over 250 hours on Sun and Moon. 250 hours. And then I had to be an adult and trade that game in. Because I had rent that needed to be paid. Huh? 50 hours?
That was 10 days.
Well, it wasn't 10 days straight, but...
Hey, man, it's a cool story.
That's cool. Well, that was the first game I completed the decks on. Another thing, too, completing the decks. So you can get the shiny terms. You can start shiny hunting. Oh, my God.
I've never caught a shiny.
You never caught a shiny? That's a whole other topic, too. Is like, man, like...
If I did,
shiny
at the
hunting?
time, I didn't know it was a shiny.
Dude.
So it's probably still sitting in a box somewhere.
The first time I played Sword and Shield, random. Sword and Shield. My first time playthrough. I found a shiny Corviknight. The crow thing.
You know what? Speaking of shinies, forget you, Robert, trading that shiny Sceptile.
You son of a bitch.
It was in Sun and Moon. He got it through the Wonder Trade. And he Wonder Traded it back.
Let me tell you something, you son of a bitch. If you watch this episode and you're listening, you know how much we love Treecko. How dare you? He had a shot. He's never allowed to come back on the show.
And I was
He's
like,
cut
no,
off.
Robert, I want that. And I said he wanted to trade it back, but he doesn't have it anymore. I know that much.
He kept his. I think he still got his Sun and Moon. I think he still got his shiny Bulbasaur, his shiny Venusaur. Excuse me.
Want to trade that away, huh?
No, it's got 6 IVs. It's perfect,
I bet I get my hands.
dude. So like, I mean, like, what other like and we kind of oh god, Sinnoh. Okay, so like, I like Sinnoh because I remember this when I was a kid. All right, random story. I remember this when I was a kid, and I was obsessed with Charmander. I was obsessed with fire types when I was a kid. I wasn't a pyromaniac. At least my mother didn't know of. So I was obsessed with fire types, and I remember I was like, yo, it'd be super cool. I remember like I was watching Discovery Channel. There's a baboon on TV. We all know baboons have big red butts that stick out. So my whole thing is, it's like, wouldn't it be cool if there was one with a fire butt?
It's very specific.
That's very specific. But I was 6. Let me do. A monkey with a fire butt.
Not just a fire monkey, a monkey with a fire butt.
We were kids once, man. What do you want me to do?
Man.
I was a weird kid. So, like, next thing you know, I'm in, like, middle school. This is 10 years later after playing Pokemon Blue. And who comes up on the screen? Chimchar. And, dude, the animation in Diamond and Pearl, those fight scenes, that's when Pokemon started to, like, really become an anime. Like, the fight scenes, the Pokemon battles were, like, dude, it was like watching, like, Dragon Ball Z for a second. Them little creatures were moving like they were Naruto running all over the place, bro. They were moving. They were getting after it.
Just the battles themselves were just freaking, just awesome. It's like Onyx. Use Rock Slide, and then Ash would be like, Pikachu, dodge. Now use Tail Whip. And I'm sitting here playing the game like, I know I dodge. I'm going to dodge like you do in anime.
Yes, that was the thing too. I get so mad because I was like, how is dodge not an option in the video game?
Well, that's when you realized you had to raise your evasiveness.
Yeah, you had to rate like that's why Pikachu was always using double team in the anime.
Yep.
He was using double team and that shit. That man was doing after image from Dragon Ball Z.
Double team and then go from double team into either quick attack or tail whip or iron tail.
Yeah, but he learned Iron Tail. Dude, Volt Tackle was still clutch. That made me like.
Dude, I remember the episode he was learning because Ash wanted him to learn Iron Tail so bad.
Oh yeah, because that was his only competitive route to beating rock types.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, that was the only way he could beat Roxanne, and he didn't catch anything. I think he just caught Tailo, so he had like nothing to beat Roxanne's gym except Pikachu.
And he had Pikachu hitting that damn one
got rock every day. I think he was learning it before he left Johto, right?
But also, isn't that the same episode Pikachu almost evolved?
Pikachu almost evolved like several times.
I just remember that one time.
You know, like, it's weird because, like, when I saw Alolan Raichu, when he was psychic and electric, I was like, okay, Ash has to let him do that. Because in the old anime, the original Indigo League anime, there was a blue-eyed Pikachu that was psychic and surfed.
And they were paying, that's what they were paying homage to.
No, they admitted to it. They were like, yeah, this is like a filler episode.
Not only that, in Pokemon Stadium, Pikachu would surf.
Yep.
So they were playing homage to that too.
Yeah, so like, he also knew surf in Yellow version too. Because that was the only one that Charizard could do fly in, which is really weird. They limited a lot of like the iconic ones.
I played half of Yellow.
I played half Yellow too.
And that was only because the person I borrowed it from, he got the game back. I haven't beat me yet. And yeah, I wanted that.
Oh man, kids were stingy about them damn video games back then, boy. And like the thing is too, is like Gen 4, we had like our next one, which is super cool. So like Gen 4, Diamond and Pearl, like I liked Chimchar, I liked Turtwig. I didn't want to evolve Piplup. I wanted to keep Piplup that cute little penguin. I didn't want to evolve. I didn't want to evolve.
Empoleon, I kid you not, my retirement game in the TCG was an Empoleon deck, and I won 3rd place with it.
I remember that.
That was my first time.
That was your first time replacing, right?
Ever placed in a TCG tournament.
Ooh,
and I did it with Empoleon.
Wow.
And that was because his move was so like, it wasn't broken.
I remember that.
It was just
a basic,
good.
right? He wasn't like anything. He was like a basic evolution, right?
It went from Empoleon to second evolution. I can't remember.
No, it goes Piplup, Prinplup,
and then
Empoleon.
So you had to go through the evolution.
But that's what I'm saying. He was a basic. He was. You had to build. Oh, sorry, I don't know the terms of card games. You played card games.
Yeah. But I forgot what his move did. But it did it for, however, it did a base damage, and then it did more damage based on a condition. And I always met that condition, so I was always like just chopping down like my opponent's team.
Nice.
And I think I ended up losing to like a meta deck, and I lost to Titan. And that's what got me to 3rd place.
Can we just like talk about how like, okay, so Gen 4 was definitely another iconic. But can we just talk about how like that game, I never completed that before. Never completed. Like I never beat the game. And I'm so mad about it. Every time, like, what? Talking shit?
I never owned Diamond and Pearl.
I was about to slap the shit out of you.
Still not getting in it.
I mean, I can't beat. Alright. It's like that. That's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing today. You can be petty with me? Can I continue the show? Can I do that?
Sure. You can do any take. Like a remake.
One take, right?
Shoot, it's not good.
Excuse me while I kill him. No, like Gen 4 though, but Gen 4 is like super cool. So like the whole thing is like Gen 4 is like, it was a different concept, but there was nothing really cool per se. I think it was more new because the interactions you get on the PS. So you know, you can like dig fossils and like go on the screen and do that. You can block climb, that was the thing. But I mean, starters. I mean, Torterra was like. Can I just say how Ash is the most horrible role model to have as a Pokemon trainer, but definitely has found the fountain of youth. I don't know what he did. He found it. He's been 10 years old for 20 plus years.
He got struck by lightning. He died.
Yeah, for real. Oh yeah, the theory that he never left Palatown. He died right there. Oh man, that's crazy. He's like stuck in a time loop. Yeah. So like, okay, so Gen 4. All right, Gen 5. Like the whole thing is though too is like Ash lost all the leagues, like the important leagues. Indigo, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and then we got Unova, which was based off America and was like the weirdest Pokemon artwork. Like I don't think that anime got praised at all. Unova? Mm-hmm. Unova was Tepig, Oshawott, and Snivy.
Is that Black and White?
Yeah, sorry, Black and White. Yes.
I chose Snivy more so because it was a grass type.
It was a Trico ripoff, but they took a lizard and turned it into a snake. That's fine. That's cool. You do that. Whatever makes you sleep at night.
I'm trying to think, did I ever play any of those in the card game?
Unova?
I think there was a Snivy deck at the time, but there were certain cards you had to play with it, and I didn't have those cards. Those cards were expensive. I think it was like something Force. It was like Instant Evolution.
Oh, really?
It was a card
So-
that pretty much was like Instant Evolution.
So real quick, like as far as like the viewers at home, kind of like keeping them a little in tune here. Like I feel like they need to understand the card game too. Like the card game. Would you say the card game is more complicated, or
The card game is not complicated at
Okay.
all. The card game is turn-based. It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not like Magic. It's strictly turn-based, so there's like no interruptions on your turn. You pretty much lay out your basics. You go through the evolution each turn. You can't go to your final evolution like in one turn. So like if you have Trico, you can't go Trico, Robot, Sceptile. It's like turn 1, Trico. Turn 2, Robot. Turn 3, Sceptile. Unless you have cards that say
I always thought that was weird
Evolving.
too, like stacking the evolutions.
so, and then you only play one energy a turn, but there are cards that say play an extra energy. There's cards that count as 2 energy. And pretty much the object of the game is you start off with 6 prize cards, which represent your Pokemon.
Okay.
So you have a party of 6.
Oh yeah, because they get
So
knocked
yeah,
out.
So yeah, so you
Okay.
have 6 prize cards that represents pretty much your party of 6, and each knockout, your opponent takes a prize card until they have no more prize cards, and they have a mechanic with GX and max cards, which count for like 2 prize cards.
R.I.P. to nothing, man. I definitely had more fun on the Pokemon Nights.
Yeah.
I definitely
So-
had more fun on the Pokemon Nights for sure. I didn't know how the hell to play, and the one time I did play, like I think I won like one game, and I was like, yo, everybody's like, yo, great deck for you to play. Play water, bro. Play water. Water's super good right now.
You try to build your ninja,
No, I didn't build Greninja. I just built water because Greninja got cycled out.
and then got cycled back in.
Yeah, it was like Greninja Breakpoint or something like that.
Yeah, your ninja break.
Yeah,
Sure,
Greninja
again.
Break. And then I was like, because Brandon Moppin was playing that. Shout out to my boy Brandon Moppin.
He
Boy.
gave you the golden rare dive balls.
Yeah, dude, I traded all that. I'm sorry. Brandon had to be paid.
Is that why you're not mad about your prisms?
No, I'm not mad about my prisms. Like, my whole thing is, like, you can still do the same thing with Blaze Man. Sorry, different tangent, guys. You can still do the same with Blaze Man, but Prism just goes into the transformation faster.
No, I'm
That's
not
all
gonna
it is.
lie. I completely forgot about them. Like, I went to go give him a mark, and I'm like, I want to trade these in. And then it wasn't until after he gave me a price, it was like, wait a minute. Oh, shit. Those prisms were in.
Bastard. Now I gotta go on a Prism hunt because that's one of the base set elemental heroes I don't have yet. But Yu-Gi-Oh's for another day. So like my whole thing though too is like Unova. Okay, so we like Unova. Like Ash got bumped out in like the first round. I think the second round. He didn't even make it to like the semis. I don't think.
Are we really going to talk about his,
His league career, yes, his
His
league
career?
career was trash.
Okay, that's all we have to say.
Yeah,
Let's
but
continue.
now we're gonna come back around full circle because I got to talk about Gen 6. Okay, my boy Greninja. Greninja was the coolest effing frog ever, and he was also based off of my boy Jiraiya the Gallant from Naruto because he was a Toad Sage. He was a Toad Ninja.
I'm pretty sure everybody had the same thought when they saw Froakie. It was kind of like, he's cute. He's not going to amount to anything, though. And then it's like,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Greninja.
There's always, because like, okay, so when Pokemon comes out, you always see the base starters.
Mhm.
You always see their base form, their first form. And then you're kind of just looking at the base forms, and it's always like the one that's super cute or the one that looks the coolest.
Square Bunny.
Yeah, that's gonna win, or that you think is gonna win you the region, like easy, when you play the video games, because that's how they get you. And then you pick the coolest looking one, you find out it's the trashies. Charmander.
Yeah.
Chikorita's definitely one of the cutest. Trash. Trico is definitely one of the coolest. Trash. I'll tell you my lineup. Real quick, okay? It wasn't until Gen 7 I picked Water. That was a low level. But I went, okay, real quick, guys. So, like, when I played the video games, I
You
went,
did pick Premium.
Well, I had no choice. You fucking assholes picked Litton and Rowlett, and remember we agreed. We were like, okay, guys, we gotta pick alternate starters so we can trade them over.
Off the rip, I was gonna pick Litton. I already
Oh
called.
my god! But you so you picked Litton, and who did Ben and Robert pick?
Rowlett.
Okay, so what? I got the fucking.
Well, we did rotate. I mean, there was 4 of us.
No, there was 4 of us, but you guys literally like, yeah. So we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Don't you fucking start? Don't look at me like that. We were playing Yu-Gi-Oh. And I'm like, yeah, the new Sun and Moon's coming out, man. I'm like, yeah, we should probably talk about starters. Robert, well, I'm definitely getting Rowlett. Alien attachment. Give me.
Not 8 counters.
Oh yeah, 8 counters. 8
Stupid
counter
8
attachment.
counters.
No, you're not about to call me out on that. You're not about to call me out on that. Okay, so
I
then
didn't call you out. I'm calling out those 8 counters on that
if
Robert
you're
always played.
I'm coming. You triggered me now. Now I'm going. Now I'm going in. Now I'm going in.
8 counters, and I'm only going to use 3 of them. And I'm not going to use all the
now I'm going in. Okay, screw you. So my whole thing is though too is like, okay, so then I'm like, yeah, so I'm probably gonna get, and then you, well, I'm getting lit. All right, okay, so that's 1 and 1. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna get Ben. So I have to do it in the chair. I have to do it in the chair.
Please don't break our chair.
I won't. Well, I think I'm gonna get Rowlett. Ben, how many cards are in your hand right now?
Like 12.
Don't worry about it, B.
Don't
worry about it, B. Don't worry about it, B. Don't worry. Fuck, this hurts. I don't know how we did that. I gotta get down now.
Oh my gosh, Yu-Gi-Oh!
So then I got stuck, and we gotta upload these images of these Pokemon while we're going through it too.
No, man. No, you gotta keep going. You
We
gotta keep going.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Brandon, what are you gonna play? Dark World?
Exactly.
Pop Dark World?
Exactly. So like Gen 7, I got
James,
Marina.
Why do you have 2 different tone sleeves?
But like, oh god. So like, this is my whole tangent I was getting at. I digress. I go back a little bit. So we're talking about Kalos. We're getting to Alola in a minute.
You brought it up.
Yeah, I know, but I had to. I had to get it out
Yes.
sooner or later. So like, my whole thing is too, is like, we're sitting there, and I'm like, shit, I gotta get the Sea Lion, and then come to find out the Sea Lion was the best choice. It turns into basically a siren, which is basically a murderous mermaid for mythology people.
But didn't it turn into like a fairy?
Yeah, it was fairy in water, it was super, super, super bulky. Like, it would get hit like with a quad weakness, and there'd be like 2 HP left, and I'd hit it back with a fairy type move, and I'd tank him. And that was like, that's how I beat the game. It was literally super tanky. But Greninja, bro, I'm not even talking about the video game. Let's go back to the anime. Ash. This is where Mega Evolution came into play too. The first time Mega Evolution came in, Mega Evolution, okay, Pokemon, Game Freak, I'm sorry. You guys ripped that one from Digimon. We said it. You can come for us.
I still say it.
Mega Evolution is definitely a rip from that. Like,
oh yeah,
the whole converting and then reverting and turning back into your base form, and going around like that. I'm like, okay, you had to be like in sync with that Pokemon in order to have that evolution, and then you had to have the Mega Stone, aka the crests. Like, come on, you guys haven't checked out our
was Spirit Evolution,
Spirit Evolution, or Spirit Unity Evolution.
Yeah,
like come on, bro. But that season, that animation, I still go back and watch Ash Greninja versus Mega Sceptile. That fight was like Tournament of Power. I'm not even kidding. You gotta go. You're gonna watch it. Yeah, you are. I see that face. You're gonna. Well, like, that was cool.
See a reaction video, thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, blind react. I'm gonna get him to blind react to it for sure. If we can get some views on this, guys, I'm not even gonna ask for much. So, stupid.
Let's keep talking.
Yeah. So like, my whole thing is like, when we talk about it or whatever, like, Ash Greninja versus Sceptile was so good. And then this is where I was talking about before. With Ash Greninja, oh my god, I hated it so much when he gave it away. How many Pokemon did Ash give away? How many Pokemon did Ash give away? He gave away Butterfree, that was my first bug Pokemon I ever loved. Okay, he gave away Butterfree, Pidgeot, Charizard was getting rented out. Let's see. I don't think he gave anyone away in Hoenn.
I saw he gave away a Primeape.
He gave away Primeape. He had some solid competitors, man.
Let's put it this way. I feel like if he took every Pokemon he ever dropped,
oh shit,
he would have a solid team because the Pokemon he gave away was always seems like his best Pokemon.
Yes, dude. If he had that Pidgeot and
Butterfree was the only exception. There was like a valid reason why.
Yeah, because Butterfree have a short lifespan.
Yeah, so he wanted to go off with his friends and family and stuff. So
Butterfree has a
we let that one fly, Ash. But
we'll let that one fly because he cried. Remember, he cried, and he only cried at that one and when he gave Charizard away. And Charizard had to go train in Charizard Valley.
Charizard wouldn't listen.
But remember, though, when he finally did listen, and Ash was like, the only way you're going to get stronger is if you stay here. And he's like, you want to get stronger, right? Because, yeah.
Which was complete BS, because you get stronger by training. I mean, you could...
Well, the argument there, but Charizard, which is also why I'm mad that wasn't in Johto. Imagine if that was in Crystal, Heart Gold, or Soul Silver. Charizard Valley, you can literally just go there and train with Charizards all day. And then you get a Charmander egg. And that's how you get Charmander in Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
But I think the reason they probably went through that is like reverse plot armor.
True. If he would have went through Johto. Well, no, he did. Remember, he did his first gym against Falconer with Charizard.
Charizard wasn't listening.
But no, he listened. Remember, it was when they went to the Orange Islands and he fought that Poliwrath, and Ash sat there and rubbed him back to health. Remember, because he got Ice Beam, and his tail fire almost went out. Because we all know, if you're a true Pokemon fan, if Charmander or any of the evolutions tail flame goes out, it dies. Because that's what regulates its body temperature. It's a lizard. So, but I hated that. And then we got Mega Charizard, X and Y, which if you got the X version, it's Dragon and Fire. Why do you look like that? Fix your face. Come on, you gotta make sure the viewer. You look like you're like.
I'm going through my thoughts.
You're going through your thoughts?
Going through my thoughts.
I'm gonna kiss you in your forehead.
Saying that's a threat.
That's my buddy's dry humor. But my whole thing is okay, so Charizard, all right, he went through all that training and still got bodied 3 different times. It wasn't until he came back in Unova and fought Iris's Dragonite that Charizard kind of got some clout again. And then, if you chose the Y Mega Evolution, it turned into a super fire flying type, and you had Sunny Day as a special ability, which people like, and it can learn Solar. You can one-shot. You could one-shot water types with it. That's why people were playing it, to get over water types. But, dude, if you watch that good Ash Greninja Mega Sceptile battle, you might, our boys got some love there. Greninja, because I love Greninja. I picked Greninja. That was the first time I ever chose water, by the way. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to kind of add on. That was the first time I chose water.
What was that lineup?
What was that lineup?
Starter.
Oh, sorry. So it was Fennekin, Chespin, and Froakie.
I chose Fennekin.
A lot of people did. That Fire Psychic was unique.
I had a Brazen deck. It was pretty cool. I liked it.
Okay, that makes sense. But also, too, the Fire Psychic typing, I think was also super cool. But, Greninja was a ninja. And he had his tongue as a scarf. And that game was based off of, role-playing games.
Okay.
Role-playing. You go to start, a role-playing game or a free adventure, you could choose a mage. You could choose a thief. Or you could choose a warrior. Kind of like Skyrim. That's how they made those starters. Which I thought was very unique, very cool. And Kalos had some dope Pokemon. And first time we got Fairy, and we got Mega Evolutions. Boy, when they went back and just slapped Fairy type on a bunch of different Pokemon,
it was
so you're telling me?
Let's run through this again. Let's run through the lineup.
Yeah, so you're telling me
Fairy.
That's it. That's literally what it did. So, you're telling me, Gen 1, you're telling me my Jigglypuff could have clapped Lance's Dragonite?
Pretty much.
And you waited 20 years to let, all cap. Y'all lying.
Because Jigglypuff was just a normal type, wasn't it?
Yes, that and Clefairy.
It's just a normal type.
Yeah. Get out of here, man. And then when they made it a fairy type, I was like, really? Because remember, we had this discussion one day about Snubble, and you were like, how the fuck is Snubble a fairy type?
I said that.
It's pink. I don't make the rules. That's game for
So
you.
if it's pink, logic. If it's pink, it's a fairy.
Mellow type.
Oh man.
Okay, so
But
like,
no, let's talk. No, what were you about to say?
no, go ahead.
So let's talk about. Let's go deeper into the Pokemon games. What were your video game, Pokemon game logic and rituals?
Okay, so I had a ritual. I had to have all my Pokemon on the same level for obvious reasons. My ritual for sure, same thing. You had to have a flyer. You had to have a well-balanced team. I chose, okay, so when dual typing got introduced, when they were 2 types instead of just 1, you can balance the team a lot more. So I made sure to balance. If I had water, I had to make sure I had grass. If I had grass, I had to make sure I had fire. If I had psychic, I had to make sure I had like ghost or dark. Things like that. I made sure that happened. And one of the biggest issues I had with the games was when and where you catch Pokemon. And I know we talked about it before, but what I mean by that was building your team. I was very picky. Like, I didn't just want to just throw Pokeballs as I go. Like, I wanted this Pokemon, I'll wait 3 badges to get it. I wanted this Pokemon, I'll wait 6 badges to get it.
Because you move down the line, they'll be like stronger.
Yeah, they'll be stronger, and I can. It also, I don't have to put in as much work. Granted, all the Pokemon that are on my team already are going to be that strong, but this is what I need to balance it out. And that was the whole thing. It's like, I think like I tried really hard to make my team and not play favorites. Like my fantasy team, which I'll probably I'll dive into, like if I was ever like a gym leader or anything like that. Like, that's another thing too. Like, I mean, to kind of piggyback off that, if you were a monotype gym leader, what would you be? What would you typing, and where would you be at in the game? Or in the league at all?
Mine would probably be ground type.
That's actually solid. Where would you be at in the game? What badge, or would you be in the league? Like, okay, so like there was this cool thing I saw on YouTube, and specifically Pokemon. So, like, I would be a fire type gym, and I would be like the 5th gym leader. And here's why, and what I would do, and things like that. I feel like that's a cool concept to kind of think about.
I would probably be Eddie. He'd be the first gym leader.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, like, think about it. What is really beating ground? When you first boot up the game, what is really beating ground type?
Or water or grass, but they're not going to be that strong. Oh, you petty. You petty. You petty. I mean, like, water is going to hurt it a little bit. Grass is going to do more damage, but how many times are kids going to pick grass? Not that bad. Like, last time I picked grass was so short. I picked Ricky. Like, Alola, like, was all based on Hawaii and stuff like that, which is weird also, too. I had an issue with the anime. It's like, they gave Ash a league where there were no gym leaders. They just put a league together randomly. Everybody was inexperienced, and Ash had more experience than Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I said it. He's the GOAT. Ash is not. Tom Brady is. So, like, my whole thing is, if you want to argue it, my issue with that is, like, everything he could have won before, he had it. Like, he gave away his Gliscor, he gave away his Ash Greninja, he gave away his Goodra. He had a fully evolved pseudo-legendary. He had the bulky dragon type Pokemon, which grew on me from playing the video game, not the anime. And you're sitting here like, okay, well, why'd you get rid of it? Well, why though? What was the point of that? You got rid of so many Pokemon, dude. And I remember when everybody's fan theories when like he went to the Kalos League and he was literally came in second place. Then people were putting together the fantasy team, like it was like NFL drafts. They're like, Ash is gonna call back his Charizard. He automatically has to have Greninja. He's gonna have Sceptile. Like they're calling back all his old Pokemon, which is actually the first region where he didn't call back any of his old Pokemon. He used his new Kalos lineup. He had a fully evolved team. That was the first time he had a fully evolved team. Besides Pikachu.
That would have been cool, though. Mm-hmm. That would have been cool to see. You know, he calls up Professor Oak. Like, yo, I need Charizard.
He did it every other region.
He already has Greninja. Matter of fact, Professor Oak had all his starters.
He brought back Bulbasaur, I think, in Alola.
Mm-hmm. It just would have been cool. Just a callback.
But also,
it's like, what do you want to, like?
Yeah, but also, too, the big thing was the Mega Evolution. They couldn't have Charizard. They already introduced both Charizard and Mega Evolution. Ash couldn't have the only Pokemon non-Mega and Sceptile, so he couldn't bring back either one of them. Because the one kid had Mega Sceptile, another kid had Mega Charizard Y, and the main guy who beat Ash in the end had Mega Charizard X.
I don't want to hear that, because we've already seen Charizard versus Charizard.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, Blaziken still got a dub with my boy, so I'm not mad at him. I gotta give him respect. And it wasn't until I gave Blaziken respect until you told me to go play through it. And I beat it as Sceptile again. And then I went back and but it took me so long.
Dude,
it took me so long.
I remember that. I said, dude, hit Blaziken. And I said, double kick and blaze kick your way through the game.
And that was with the Mega. And that was with Mega Blaziken. I was like, and literally a week later, I was like, I called you. I was like,
and it didn't even take you that long.
Yeah, it didn't. I think I beat it like in 3 or 4 days. But I just didn't. I forgot to message you or call you. And I was like, I beat it. Beat what? I beat off the Sapphire. Okay. No, I did. Blaziken's broken. I see why he's banned.
Dude, Blaziken is like, even in Ruby, he was broken. Like,
he was broken.
Kick your way
he was so good, and by the time, dude, we're not gonna sit here and disregard Gardevoir. Even in the original, like the psychic typing was great, but when it got that psychic and fairy typing and the Mega Evolution, I was like, yo, if Blaziken falls off, Gardevoir is about to sweep her team. What happened? Gardevoir swept.
Even in the karting,
Gardevoir, that shiny evolution. So guys, we were talking about shinies a little bit, and basically shinies are also too like their discoloration, but it's cool. They're rare. They're fun.
Walmart has shinies of like Pokemon.
So Charizard,
not Pokemon, of Pikachu and the 3 stuff.
Yeah. So like shiny, basically. Okay, I'll put it this way. So okay, Charizard's original form is orange, but his shiny is black. And if you have that, that's super cool to have. So that's basically what we're saying. And what I liked about Gardevoir was she was in like the white veil, and then her shiny is in the black veil. And she's like, I was like, that's kind of cool. That's paying homage to like a little bit of the dark side to it.
Nah, Mega Gengar shiny.
Dude, the all white,
clean, freaking beautiful,
clean. That was really replenished. Like I think. Did you see the Galar memes of the anime and the tweets and stuff? Okay, so the companion Ash is going around with. Okay, so we know Ash got the Gengar and the Dragonite. He's getting like broken Pokemon again. His buddy that goes on the adventure with him caught a Suicune with a Pokeball.
So we're just gonna. That's what we're doing now.
That's what we're doing now. That's where the anime is headed.
We're just catching. I think they're probably paying homage to the original Pokemon with Red.
Yeah, I
think
he
went out and just caught all the legendaries.
But Ash didn't catch it. It's his buddy caught it.
Yeah, Red caught all the legendaries just to fight Mew, and then caught Mewtwo, and then caught Mewtwo.
Caught Mewtwo, and then we found out there's 151, and he didn't catch the original.
Good stuff.
My childhood. Who would be your 6 though? Who would be your 6 Pokemon? like a favorite team, nothing crazy, like your favorite. Like you'd go around, these 6 Pokemon would be with you all the time.
Oh, I know the answer to this. So, Sceptile, Blaziken. Are we calling them by their final?
Yeah, it's called by the final.
Okay. Sceptile, Blaziken, Feraligatr, Pidgeot, Graveler, and
you mean Golem?
Yeah, Golem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said metal. And jeez, what the 6th?
It's always like the 6th one he gets stumped on too.
Well, Lord. I hear that too often, dude. Don't you? Indeed.
I mean, Wailord's a tank. All right, respect.
Nothing too OP. Like I'm not thinking about battling or.
I'm thinking about my favorites,
like just my favorites.
Yeah, who I would go around with.
And even still, like if just environmental and just life circumstances, who would help me out? Pidgeot can fly. Sceptile is just cool.
Can go gather batteries for you.
I mean, Feraligatr can swim.
But that jaw is gonna help you out a lot on like survival and like
Golem will self-destruct an earthquake.
Yeah, you can build a village with that. You can build a village with those two alone. And Sceptile, sorry.
Yeah, man. Well, Lord, he's just a tank. Right?
He is a tank.
That's cool. That's just my 6.
Yeah. Oh, that's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I would be Charizard, of course, if you haven't guessed already. Duh. Charizard, Sceptile, Greninja, Flygon, Espeon, Heracross.
I don't think Heracross too often.
I chose all of them just because of their moments in the anime. And like Heracross beat my boy Sizzle, which strategically would not happen, but it happened. He clapped it. So I gotta pay him some homage to that. That's cool. He beat Scizor, which was definitely the favorite out of Gen 2, out of Johto. Like out of the favorite, like people wanted Scizor over Heracross. But Heracross, man, he's a Hercules beetle. There's my fighting type. My fighting type's already covered. I got my martial arts background. Just a big old blue beetle.
If that's the case, I'm surprised you didn't hit my lead, hit my chin, hit my top.
Ironically, being a martial artist, I'm not crazy about fighting types. People would want me to be a fighting type gym, but I wouldn't. If I was a gym leader, I would choose fire or grass, and I would probably be in the beginning or the middle of the game.
Like definitely not. Like I said, I'll pick ground type. Because even Brock was like what? 3rd, 4th gym leader?
No, Brock was first.
He was first?
Yeah. It was Brock then Misty. It was Brock then Misty.
Yeah, I didn't play them.
I mean, how Ash got his badges were they literally gave them to him. They became friends. And they went.
No wonder he can win a league. He becoming friends with people. He don't got that competitive edge. He don't got that.
He don't got that fire.
I was watching. I sent you the. No, I think I sent you the link for that. The guy. I forgot the name of his channel. But he was like, the reason Conor McGregor lost is because he doesn't have that competitive edge. He doesn't talk smack anymore.
You did send me that.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Like Ed, like Ash, he was just too different. Like he came here to take names.
But that's why his Pokemon evolved, though, because there are friendship evolutions.
Came to kick names and take ass.
I know what you mean, though. Remember, like, Paul from Sinnoh, and he was the dick to his Pokemon all the time? And he sounded like a military brat, and he was like, affirmative. Action. Screw you. You're weak. You're all weak. You can't call yourself my Pokemon. Pokemon battling is only based off power. And I'm like, they're trying to send a message to, like, kids, like, don't be a dick to your Pokemon, but
clearly that didn't get anywhere.
That didn't get anywhere, because, like, my whole thing is like, when you watch it, you're like, man, someone's got to tell these Pokemon to bump it up. And then when you play the video games, It's all kid friendly, obviously. Would you like to give your Pokemon a berry? Like, there's nothing that says, would you like to leave your Pokemon out in the rain for helping you lose that gem for the third time in a row? There's nothing like that.
Pokemon was contradicting.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Your Pokemon fainted. Rushed to the Pokemon Center. And yet, here we are in Lavender Town. Bum, 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 bum. In the freaking cemetery. Wow, so you're like, wow, Pokemon do die. Well, geez, how many times does my Pokemon have to faint?
The dark theory that everything in the Pokemon world, you eat Pokemon. Like, you're eating Pokemon when you go out to eat.
Well, there's another theory that there was a Pokemon war. And that's where the cemetery came from all the lost Pokemon. They were like, ideally, Pokemon don't die. I mean, they die, but it's normally natural causes.
What about the Pokemon that come from space? Remember, like, Pokemon apparently arrived on Earth a long time ago?
See if this
I like how Arceus is God. Or Arceus.
Reminds me of that meme with Charizard. It was like, you're going to have 2 evolutions, and all the other Pokemon started questioning him about their evolutions. and then Charmander comes up, like, wow, it says here I can evolve 4 times. And Arceus is sweating. The other Pokemon are looking at him like, really, dude?
Dude, the Arceus meme, I do think it's funny, like, when people make the Arceus memes, like, when they go out to play, like, the card game or play, like, the VGC, and it's like they win something or, like, they get a shiny, and they'll type it out on Facebook or some social media, like, all hail Arceus. All bless Arceus.
Pokemon games have really confused us because it's like, we thought Ho-Oh was the god Pokemon. Then we got Mew, and it's like Mew was.
Well, remember, Ho-Oh didn't really exist. In the movies, they debunked it. They debunked it in one of the Sinnoh movies. Apparently, Ho-Oh is Mew. He used Transform, and that's what Ash saw fly over him. But you wouldn't know that unless you watched the movies.
So what came first, Mew or the egg?
Boy, stop. Stop the tomfoolery. Stop the foolishness.
Just the legendaries and they're just so confusing. But then we got Deoxys.
Yeah, like, we thought Mew was like the end-all be-all, and then, like, it took us 4 generations of Pokemon to be like, no, Arceus is the founder of all Pokemon. Like, Arceus created Pokemon.
Dude, freaking Hoopa. And it was Robert that pointed this out. I think it was Robert. He was like, bro, have you seen Hoopa? And I'm like, who's Hoopa? And Robert showed me the clip. He's like, bro, Hoopa.
No, that was me.
That was you?
That was me.
Yeah, Hoopa would use his powers out of boredom just to fight. He
fucked up Rayquaza. He beat up Mega Rayquaza. He pulled a Lugia out of nowhere. He beat up Groudon and Kyogre. He beat up Latios and Latios.
Dude,
Ali Hoopa ring. And he transformed, and he literally made dimensions out of his rings. And reached into the ring, pulled out a legendary. I was like, fight.
It's like, what? Like, the logic. It was so cool. Like, I didn't question it. But the logic was like, wait a minute. Like, what? Mega Rayquaza? Like, so you're just going to tell me you're just going to just clap Mega Rayquaza? Like, I'm not even saying he was the strongest legendary.
He was banned in VGC, I'm just saying.
Mega Rayquaza, however you want to say his name, still, he just one-shot everybody. Out of boredom. He was just bored.
Well, he ate his Mega Stone. So he was, like, the only one that could, like, Mega Evolve at will. And, like, you didn't have to attach an item to him. And in the video game, so, like, people were playing with him, and they could still attach, like, items to make him stupid broken.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, we gotta ban that. That's way too overpowered. They figured it out way too fast.
Oh, man.
Dude.
Oh, good old Pokemon.
What about like the sprite Pokemon, like the little fairies? You know, we got Mew, Celebi, Jirachi, Azelf, Nuzzelf, Mixie? I forget the one before. I forget the one. Mesprit. And then Gen 5 was Victini. Gen 6 was Hoopa, Ali Hoopa. Hoopa.
Good old people.
Hoopa. I think it was Hoopa. Gen 7 was Marshadow, which was stupid. He got banned from BGC like after like a week.
Yeah, I believe it.
He was fighting in Ghost. Yeah. Yeah, so, and then you couldn't hit him. His speed and physical was so good.
Man, you got him as a gift.
Yeah, I
No,
got
he was
him
in
on
the
my
event.
game.
No, he was in the event. He had a good game. So I could
Remember
get his
me,
card.
you, and
Yeah.
we went and got like 6 copies of them. We were gonna sell them.
They just gave him to us.
Yeah, they're like,
it
you
was
want
like-
some? I'm like, yeah, we'll take a stack, bro. And then we got, Gen 7? Gen 7? I think it was, oh no, Gen 6 was, Gen 6 was that, Aetherian Steel type. I forget its name.
Oh,
That too. It was like that too. I forget it too. Like an event, you got to get that. I forget it. I see it. I see it. Magirna. That's what it was. Magirna. I think that's what it was. Magirna. And Gen 7. What's Gen 7s? Because you have the topos. Topos. I'm trying to remember.
like taco names or
No, like you have a topo. But there was like that one. There was like a.
type no.
No. Like it was like the Mew of that gen. What was it? Because Necrozma was like the Mew 2. I guess it was Cosmog because it turned into either
Yeah.
legendary. I guess it was Cosmog. I think it was.
Because you need to go what?
You can
Very still or very
No. The lion, the Sun
The lion
Galeo
was
was
like
psychic and steel.
still. And then you not
Lunala was I think psychic and flying. Psychic and fairy? I can't remember.
they were kind of everything though.
And then Gen 8. I don't know who Gen 8 is yet. I haven't looked. Unless I've overlooked it. I don't know. It's like throwing me off. I have no idea. Who is it?
I don't know.
You gonna Google it? It's gonna Google it, guys.
What was it?
Gen 8, like who is the Mew, I guess? Would you Google it? Well, Pseudo Legendary is like gonna be like Dragon Ball. Yeah, pseudos are like Dragon
In the
Balls.
games or in anime?
In the games. Look at that. Yeah.
What is question? What is it?
I don't know. Now I'm curious.
That's not. Oh, yeah.
You see it?
Just Hollow?
I can't. I don't know if he came out yet though. Oh no, the Mew of that's like this thing from like the Crown Tundra. It looks like a rabbit or something. That's what it is. Type in for Gen 8. Type in the Crown Tundra legendary.
Because the last one they have posted is Dragon Pope.
Yeah, that's the pseudos, not the pseudos. Type in the Crown. I'll type it. No. The Crown Tundra legendary Pokemon.
So,
Crown Tundra, yeah. I'm curious now. I forgot. I haven't downloaded the DLC. I have to. So forgive me, viewers at home. We're just two dudes chilling in an apartment, talking about anime and drinking beer. Let me see.
Calyrex, Elastia, Spectre.
Let's just click on it. Yeah, that thing.
The hell is that?
That's like the Mew of that.
That looks like a disfigured bunny.
That's basically what it is.
With
I forgot what his typing is.
Symbol.
What's his typing?
Psychic Grasp.
Okay, Shaman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like, do you think Pokemon's ever gonna end?
No. At the end, as long as the developers have an imagination to bring up new designs, which at this point, inspiration can come from anywhere. And they can continue to rip off the because once I see merging and stuff, yeah. Spirit Evolution! But well, at this point, it can't end because, as everybody may know, there has been a flux, a fluctuation, a high one, a very big one in the Pokemon card game. Not even the card game, just the cards as collectibles.
We've been kind of waiting to dive into this.
Been waiting. It took a whole hour and 16 minutes, but I don't care to talk about it. Logan Paul.
You a bitch.
Now, I'm going to tread softly because I didn't get time to do my research, so a lot of my information comes from other YouTubers. So, Logan Paul bought $2 million worth of base set boxes. Now, there's some people...
Say with chess. Let him know.
There's some people saying that he bought everyone in existence, but I'm not going to quote that because I don't want to come off as giving false information. But he's bought these base set boxes for $2 million, and currently coming up, he's auctioning off the individual packs. And these packs he's auctioning off are going for ridiculous amounts of money.
What?
Yeah, like some are starting like kind of like low price, but I've seen as high as like maybe $200 for a pack, or a few packs.
Man, you can suck my big toe.
What he's doing is he's auctioning them off, and he's going to open these packs on a live stream. And he's partnered with PSA. PSA. If it's not PSA, it's another grading company. To where when you send your cards off to get graded, you're going to get a special Logan Paul stamp on your case when they get graded.
I don't need this stamp.
If it's a PSA 10. Now, what this has helped done, because I'm not saying he did this all on his own. I'm not going to give him all that credit. What he has done is made everybody go into a frenzy in buying Pokemon cards. There are certain stores in certain states that are only limiting 2 packs per customer.
This said series or just Pokemon cards in general?
Pokemon cards in general. Mainly the max voltage, something voltage, or some
so he's literally affecting the Pokemon production.
Pretty much. He has helped. He has helped.
Cool, man. It's not cool.
And there's people making posts saying that, they're pretty much saying it's not fair because, it's already hard enough for people like us to get our hands on these cards when they're so high. Now you've bought a mass amount of them and you're selling them for money. And now we can't get our hands on these nostalgia cards.
I don't understand,
and
why would you wake up one day and just try to make things difficult for someone else? Like that's what that sounds like. That's what it sounds like.
But like I said before, nobody's talking about this, and it's kind of upsetting because
that kind of killed my
Like
buzz.
McDonald's. If you go to McDonald's, you get a Happy Meal, they give you a pack of Pokemon cards.
Piggyback off of that in a second. Go ahead.
People are going to McDonald's and buying freaking 30 Happy Meals, 40 Happy Meals, just to buy out their Pokemon cards. And people are going to their McDonald's saying, well, I don't want the Happy Meal, can you just send me the cards? And they're giving them the cards for like Happy Meal prices, and they're buying like 50 of them, like 100 of them. And they're
Did
like,
you see, I'm sure to piggyback off that as well. She got sued, or was going to get sued from Pokemon for TikTok viewers at home. I mean, she was Poke Princess.
Mhm.
Now she's Digital Princess.
oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Google it. But yeah, she had to change her name or whatever. But she made a TikTok today, actually, or whenever this drops today, as of like me telling you all. February 9th. Like she was on TikTok today, and she has a whole Dodge Charger decked out in new collab, and she bought probably, I didn't see how many boxes because she kept all the kids' meal boxes intact, but she bought probably about 20, if not more, of the McDonald's Pokemon kids meals with Pokemon cards in it. And someone like her doesn't get it that there's other lovers of the franchise, and it's a little unfair. I get it. You have money, that's fine, that's cool. I'm not bashing you. Like, good for you for making this money. And same to Logan Paul and his brother Jake Paul. Sorry you didn't get that fight with Conor McGregor. But my whole thing is like, man, like when we grew up, and if you guys ever come across the Paul brothers or Digital Princess, you gotta understand, like, we all grew up with this too, and when you market it the way you do, it's gonna get more expensive for the next generation, and the next generation after that, and after that,
And this is what causes fads and hobbies to die out.
Exactly.
Because now you've taken something that people use to just stay sane
and feel like their own community. Pokemon is its own community.
And you've taken control of it. You've contained it.
Yeah.
So now,
yeah,
people can't go out and go on eBay and Craigslist and can't, search for basic cars or these high demand cars because you've taken them all and you spread them out, which is nothing wrong with that. But the only person I really respect that does this is PokeRev, and because he tells you why he does this. He does it for nostalgia. He understands the game. He understands the cards. He grew up with it. He'll tell you all this. So he does it for value. I understand that because that's what he does. But what Logan Paul has done is, and what's the other guy? I don't remember his name. I'm not even going to say his name because it seems like anybody who says his name is sued. These people have taken it and turned it into profit. So when you do that and you're like, oh man, this card is worth $1,000 and you just pulled it, now that person is like, oh, this card's worth $1,000. Now I'm going to sell it for $1,500. Now I can never get my hands on the card because I'm not going to spend that money.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. And like you feeling that way, I mean, but the whole Digital Princess, like, she literally has Pokemon tattoos and decked out in the car. Like, yes, she's a diehard fan. But she just went to her local McDonald's and pretty much bought out the day's worth. And for that little boy or that little girl, yeah, for what? Exactly. Like, that little boy or that little girl that was looking forward to that.
Because now I'm looking on my YouTube. That's why I keep going to my YouTube, because I'm trying to see what people like PokeRev are doing.
Yeah, and she's on TikTok too. So, like, my whole thing is, like, someone like her, I get it. I really do. Because, like, if I was making the money, I'd probably be doing ridiculous things as well to kind of supply my happiness. Like, I'm not gonna lie, dude. if I had that money, I would buy all the Eye of Timaeuses in the world. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a card I still don't have in my collection, as far as legendary dragons go.
I thought I gave you one.
No, you didn't. Remember, you gave me one, and I think you took it back because you sold all your cards. I don't.
See, and what I'm doing now is PokeRev did post a video of him buying a McDonald's. Now, he only has a few of them, but maybe he has quite a bit.
Well, here, now you got me going. Sure.
But
we can play them off screen, obviously. For legal reasons, but if I show you, I'll show you what I'm talking
about. This is what I'm telling you what I respect about PokeRev. PokeRev bought him, and that's my wife, y'all. She's beautiful. But he bought them simply to open them on screen for his fans so they can know what to expect, what they're getting, and he adds them to his collection. You have people buying them out just to resell. Now, if Digital Princess is buying these to add to her collection, that's different. She loves it.
She does have a collection.
And PokeRev the same way. He loves the cards, so whatever he pulls, he's going to add to his collection. But you have people going to McDonald's, buying them out, and then selling them on freaking Craigslist and eBay and Amazon for like $30 a pack. Like, seriously? Is that what we're doing? Nobody's going to pay $30 for your pack. You're going to be like the guy who bought all that cleaning supplies. I forgot what state that was in during the pandemic, and then he couldn't get rid of any of it, dumbass. Nobody's going to pay $30 for those packs, and if you pay $30 for those packs, you're a dumbass. Just go support freaking McDonald's. Get a Happy Meal. Get a pack or two. Like, seriously, it's not that serious. You know what? This is why I play Magic, because Magic don't deal with any of this nonsense.
So look,
put your phone. Oh,
no, that's her. She bought all of them.
I know that. I said see.
So she look how many she got. So let's pause there. Hold on, let's go back. That's how many she bought. Right here. So we got
Bro,
1,
you're
2,
not gonna count that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We'll go with 14. That's how many kid boxes I see on her page. And I'm not going to show it because, legal reasons, but
it's like really more than 15.
yeah. So those are the boxes you could probably get, honestly. But there's probably quite a bit of cards there.
But see, look at her caption though.
Let me flex, okay? It's not a face, it's a lifestyle. Then that's cool.
She's not planning on selling those. She's going to open those or save them for her collection.
Exactly.
We're more discussing the people who are doing this and freaking trying to scout.
But still, though, she pretty much probably bought out the ones from Day. Like those were the boxes. The actual cards themselves are the value.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if I had the money, would I go out and try to buy a McDonald's?
Yeah. I just said it. If I had the money, I'd go out and buy all that.
I wouldn't go and buy them and then go on eBay and try to sell them for $30.
So are we going to McDonald's right now and trying to get those? You want to? Can we do that? Can we end this episode and add on to it? Or can we make that the intro into this? Us going there and buying the fucking...
All I'm saying is...
We're doing it.
I'm just going to be completely... utterly honest. Logan Paul, you're a dick for what you're doing. I'm calling it like
Floyd Mayweather's gonna whip your ass.
You are taking nostalgia.
Did you see
something that people love? I'm gonna let you finish.
No, sorry. I know you're on.
You're taking this and making a profit of it. Like I said, I haven't done my research yet, so I don't know if you're doing this for charity. I'm not going to say you aren't, but I don't know. But from what I see, it's profit for you, man. It's just profit to you. Yeah. And you're taking something that there's people like PokeRev, what's his name? The Breaking Nate, which I like the Breaking Nate. He's actually the type of guy that if he saw 4 packs of a base set, he will only take 2 because he understands the joy of people finding packs like that. If he saw 4, he's the type of person who will only take 2 and say, I'm leaving those 2 for somebody else to find and walk away.
Super cool. It's super cool. And also, too, with that, brain malfunction. There's also too is like, yeah, you have that much money and you're flexing, but we keep talking about it, we keep reiterating. It's like people don't understand for like the common person.
Real Brick and Nate. I'm sorry, not the Brick and Nate. Real Brick and Nate. Just had to make sure I get his name right.
And did you see the video? I think I talked to this a while back. When Logan Paul met the guy in California that owned like 6 of the Charizards, the original first edition, like holographic, like the ones that are worth hell of money. I think they're 6 figures. And he had like, I think he had like $100,000 or something like that in a briefcase. You can find the video. And he pulls up to the guy. He goes, "You have 6 of these Charizards. I'm asking to buy just 1." Can you imagine how much money that guy spent? He has 6, or had 6. I think it's 6. I know it's 5 or 6. And Logan Paul bought one of them off the rip. Off the rip. Like, went to his house, bought this card off this guy. But for my adult viewers, he also bought Lana Rhodes for his best friend to go on a date with, and she's dating him now. So that's just money. That's money, and you could say it's connections, but it's freaking money because
this man got married for clout. So I mean,
like, how many viewers do we got to have Riley Reid or Lana Rhodes come on the show? Like, come on, how much money do you got to make for that? Oh, way more. Way more. But
I'm married and I can barely get my wife on the show.
I can barely get a girl to text me back. What you mean, bro? Ooh, antibacterial hand sanitizer.
It's eucalyptus spearmint. Dude, I put that stuff on just for the scent. I don't even care that it kills 99.9% of germs.
Very nice. Well, I mean, closing out on this Pokemon chapter of our show, which is long.
Logan Paul's a dick.
Is there anything else you would like to say?
I do. I'm beat. As a nerd who enjoys the nerdom, the fandoms, Pokemon being so near and dear to my heart. As Digital Princess said, you know, this is a lifestyle. When I go to Burger King to say, hey, give me a Happy Meal and make sure my Pokemon cards are inside, I'm not looking to sell it. I'm looking to open that pack and just smell the inside of it for just nostalgia. Just fresh cardboard. Pull the cards out as gently as possible. Because God knows when I was younger, I didn't give a shit.
Hey, our parents always told us. Our parents always told us we're going to appreciate that when we get older.
And I did. But, and I go through those cards and say, this is awesome. I'm not doing it for financial gain. I'm not doing it for clout. I'm not doing it for followers, for views. I'm doing it because, and this is if I did it on camera, I'm doing it because I want to share my love of this fandom with everybody. I want everybody to see how much this means to me.
Say it with your chest.
I'm not doing this to auction off the cards and open them on live streams and just ruin it for everybody. And that's honestly deep down, I feel like that's what he's done. He has ruined it. Now he has stores putting limitations. I'm not saying he did it alone. I'm not saying he single-handedly did this. But he played a huge factor because he's a public figure. And now people are saying, oh man, Logan Paul's doing this. It must be cool. Now we have to do it. Why? Why ruin it for people?
It's like we talked about before. Kind of closing out, man. Anime and that culture, you know, like it's becoming norm, and we can't hide it, and we can't put it away. And my whole thing is, as long as we're people trying to spread that positivity, and we're trying to let people know, because I would love to introduce my niece to Pokemon. You know, I think that's still funny to do, like where everybody gets the baby to walk up to their favorite starter. I still want to do that. That's cute. That's funny.
Right.
And, you know, someone like Logan Paul, you have abused your power as a YouTuber. You have. Granted, you've done a lot of good things too. But for something like that, like Pokemon.
Name one.
For something like that. But you gotta give it the attention it does deserve. And the attention it does deserve is, like we talked about in the beginning of the show, Pokemon is touching on every platform. And
for all the right reasons, and for some, all the wrong reasons.
But we're going to end that today, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Not on a sad note.
Not
all
on a
I'm
sad
saying
note.
is,
Not
Poketubers,
so Pokemon is something great.
Be more vocal, because I can tell you I hate it. I can tell you I'm not going to say
Can we
names.
just we gotta let them go eat, dude. We've been on here for
there's a few Poketubers that I know hate it, and they're acting like
we're just
acting like this is cool. You know this isn't cool.
Okay, all right,
yes,
all right, okay, all right, just end it. Okay,
we
love you. Bye. Tune in next time.